it's Rudi from Better Music. Here I am with something pretty momentous. This is the new Yamaha Montage series. I've got the Montage 8 here, which is the 88 note fully weighted version. They do a 61 key and a 76 key non-weighted version as well. Well, to be honest, where do I start with this thing? It's a behemoth. I mean, it's to put it bluntly, it's so deep, so huge, so powerful. What preceded it was the Motif XS and XF series, which were very popular workstations and gigging keyboards used all over the world. A very big following. A lot of work has gone into this to bring out something that's really almost completely new. A lot of the things are familiar, but there's so much more and there's so much depth. To try and explain it to you, it's a full workstation with not all the sequencing and facilities that you had on the previous ones, because of course we've all headed to our DAW workstations these days to do that because it's so much better. It gives you a sketchpad facility on here though, where you can instantly record audio, you can record MIDI in full multi-timbral mode, you can dump it to your DAW, you can do all that stuff. So it hasn't skimped, but it's accepted that most people will do all that real nitty-gritty editing stuff with the computer because it's so much easier. But what have we got? Well, we've got two very powerful synth engines. We've got an AWM2 synthesis engine on board, and we've got Yamaha's new FMX synthesis on board. So two completely different engines, which can be blended together. We've got a touch screen now, finally, which Motif owners of the past would have always wanted to have. Great thing is though, you can still do everything with buttons and cursors. You don't have to do everything on the screen. So if you like pressing your buttons, you can. I'm not going to talk too much. I want to show you a few of the sounds and then go through a few more of the features as we go along. So there's so many sounds on this instrument. Of course, you need a very good piano sound. The piano sound on this is superb. It's a CFX Yamaha Concert Grand. Very, very big sample. There's so many sounds here. I'm not going to be able to show you all of them. I'm going to show you some favourites though. What Yamaha has excelled with this machine is the quality of the sounds, including orchestral sounds and natural acoustic sounds, which they've always done well. They've done them very well on this. And of course the super knob. You've all been seeing probably all the info about this. It's not just a fader. It's way more complicated than that. There's so many, it's like a macro. There's so many parameters that this can control in one sweep. And within each of those 8 parameters, you've got multiple sub-parameters, and this can do everything. We'll probably need to do some more detailed videos on what that all does, but let's show a few simple things that we can do with this. Here's a really simple application. We've got the CFX Yamaha Grand again, and we've also got blended in a real full FMX engine electric piano. So. Here's another really good example where they've taken, again, a more acoustic sort of sound. We've got some strings, some beautiful strings in here. So we're blending in from a small string section over into a big one. And again, I can hook up a pedal, which I've got hooked up, and you can assign the super knob to an expression pedal. So if you want to have hands free, I'm sort of using the pedal and the expression pedal sometimes, so it's a little bit difficult standing up, but you can do it. So here's another application. You heard in the intro the DJ thing that we were doing. Now that's got a whole bunch of things going on with the super knob, which are again are multi-level components of using motion control, which is another of the parameters in this machine that actually really lets you get into the nitty-gritty of creating just about any sound you could possibly want to create. But again, let's go through some more sounds. Okay, so this is an FM synth engine sound. Again, the FMX engine has up to 8 operators, all with their own envelopes and filters. And again, you can mix that with the AWM engine as well. So you can have like 16 different things going on at once. It's quite full on. So here's something that's going to use the super knob. It's called the FM Linear Synth. Again, just noting that the output stage of this instrument, the data waves they've put on it, I don't know what the specifications are, but they sound amazing. It's so clean, it's so hi-fi, it's just so pro. You put it through monitors, through headphones, anything, the sound is astounding. It doesn't matter what patch you play, there's so much depth to the sound, and again, so much controllability. Here's a few more acoustic sounds back into the guitars. We've got some different settings of guitars on here. And we've got some different settings. And some more stuff. Synths, guitars, acoustic guitars. It never ends. So there's a whole bunch of different sounds. What you're probably all asking is, it is a lot to get your head around with this thing. There's just so much to it. So who's going to buy it? Who's it for? Well, I tell you what, it's for anyone. If you want to just press presets and go berserk, you can. It sounds incredible. And you could sit there and write music just using presets. But those of you who want to delve deeper, you can pretty much conceive anything. If you can conceive it in your head, there's a very good chance that you can make this instrument do it. And the other thing about that, I mean, you can do that in software, you can do that with plugins, you know, we all know that. but there's something about this instrument that the way it feels, the way it plays, and what it does all combined into one makes it into something that doesn't exist anywhere else. So you can be very creative with it and you can play it differently. So in terms of a creative tool, the potential with it is pretty much unlimited. And that's what's starting to sink in to my head going through this instrument is, geez, the possibilities are limitless. If you want to delve deep in it, you can really do so much. But of course, in terms of specs, the specs are massive. Talking back with DAWs or your DAW system, you can plug this straight in with a USB cable. And it will do up to 16 channels of audio straight in with USB 2 into your DAW. And it'll go up to 192 kilohertz if you do I think it's 4 channels at once, you can get 192 kilohertz. So it's very high quality. And MIDI I/O as well, of course, at the same time. So very easy to do all your tweaking on here and use the sketchpad recording, whether it's audio or MIDI, and then just go bang, straight in the computer and put it in there and edit it further. So in a nutshell, an absolute bombshell of an instrument. Whichever one you get, whether it's a 61 or a 76 or an 88, the 88 action is fully weighted. It has got aftertouch as well, even though it's a weighted action, which is not on all keyboards. So very, very powerful. It's a fantastic machine. Have to get in and check it out.